There's a lot of SEO how-to content out there, but most of it is geared towards the 0 to 1 problem. How do I get started with SEO? How do I go from a few thousand visitors to tens of thousands of visitors? These are legit challenges, but what if your goal is to grow search traffic for landing pages that are already getting significant traffic? What if you want to get millions of hits every single day? There are just a few companies that have effectively done SEO at large scale, and Pinterest is one of them. Jeff Chang, who's a tech lead on the growth team at Pinterest, shared their process for optimizing and continuing to grow already high traffic landing pages with SEO. Yes, it's possible. Jeff says to get millions of SEO visits per day, usually one page is not enough. You will want to have a page type that can be generated at scale. At Pinterest, we have hundreds of thousands of pages varying across a wide range of topics, from login pages to Hawaii vacation ideas. Hundreds of thousands of pages. You heard that right. How is your content team going to compete with that? The answer is they're not. Jeff talks about how his team leverages user-generated content to scale the number and relevance of their landing pages. But you've probably guessed that it's not as simple as throwing whatever user-generated content you have up on a page and expecting it to rank. A lot of work needs to happen to take whatever individual pieces of UGC you might have and convert them into high-quality landing pages that actually rank. Here are 9 rough steps you need to consider to get to the holy grail of a million visitor landing page. First, you want to invest in an SEO experiment framework so that you can understand the impact of your experiments. You can do a super simple version of this by writing a utility function that buckets pages into groups and logs their traffic. From there, you just need to run your queries and do the math. You can do a nicer version by automating those queries, building a dashboard to showcase the data, automating calculations, and, this is the icing on the cake, building alerts that trigger when specific SEO experiment groups dip below the meaningful threshold that you've chosen. Although this isn't the flashy and exciting part of SEO, setting up your experiment framework is super important because it's what allows you to measure the effects of your changes. Okay, so the second rough step is to run title and description tests to optimize the page title and short text description that shows with your search result. Think of this content as a mini search ad unit for your page. Now, would you pay to run an ad with an auto-chosen text and titling? Not yet. Then you don't want to do that with your organic results either. Jeff and his team at Pinterest got great results spicing up titles with words like best, top, in, geolocation, for example, San Francisco, adding numbers to titles and making sure to include as many other related keywords in the title as possible. The third step to millions of site visitors is to start scaling the total number of pages. To do that, you need a type of page that can scale relatively easily, and that's where user-generated content comes in really handy. A pro tip here is to continuously cull the lower quality underperforming pages, and that's because it's better to have one result on the first page of results than it is to have 2 results on the second page, aka the doorway to oblivion. Steps 4 and 5 have to do with the content on the page. You want to run experiments on the content format of the page. The simplest thing you can do to increase traffic with content format is to move more and better content above the fold. You also want to make sure that your page is information dense and has lots of content overall. More info is a signal of quality, and more info keeps existing visitors on your page longer. All helpful for your rankings. The 6th step is something we've alluded to already. Remember those dashboards we talked about earlier? It's helpful to build real-time graphs and alerts for traffic so that you can play defense just as well as you play offense. Did that code change you just deployed change the page and tank your search traffic? An alert is what will let you catch it quickly and revert if needed. Step 7 is to make language-specific landing pages. Now, there's lots of search traffic out there that's happening in languages not English, and the key here is to make sure your pages are completely or almost completely in those languages. Everything else we've talked about, from optimizing page titles and descriptions to content format and density, still applies, but you just need to make sure it's properly localized. In step 8, you want to optimize your page performance. Jeff and his team prioritize this after the initiatives we've already talked about, simply because page and site performance is usually a heavy lift and a medium impact project, whereas fixing your page titles and descriptions can get you much easier wins. Finally, when it's time to go really big, then you want to invest in AMP. AMP stands for Accelerated Mobile Pages, and it's now the standard for mobile because it enables pages to load almost instantly. Jeff classifies AMP as high effort but also really high impact, and it's very important for companies that rely on mobile SEO. If you don't have a mobile app, then it probably won't be high priority for you in the short term, but keep in mind that search is going more and more mobile every day, so this step could still be on your horizon. Okay, As you can now see from everything we've talked about, SEO for already high traffic pages isn't easy. But like all SEO initiatives, it's a long-term investment that starts to show compounding effects over time, especially when you layer everything together. For more on SEO, I highly recommend checking out Jeff Chang's blog at the link below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to leave your questions in the comments.